We have seen situations where people, by the time they have a child, their child start having all the health conditions, medical conditions, and by the time they decide to do the general test and all the necessary tests to check the child's state of health, they discover that the child has sickle cell, right? Has sickle cell. One or two of the partners gets shocked because they never knew that their partner was also AS like them. So today I want to answer the question like if is first genotype information grounds for divorce, if first genotype information is sufficient grounds for divorce. Remember that everything I'm going to be sharing with you today is not legal advice. Yes, I know I am a lawyer, but this is not legal advice. So if you need legal advice on this particular matter, consult your lawyer. Whatever we share here is just general information, general knowledge, for general knowledge, right? So for the specifics, when it comes to your peculiarity, we always suggest that you consult a counselor, you consult a therapist, you consult a medical practitioner, you consult a legal practitioner, or you consult any other professional in the particular on the particular topic that we may have discussed on or shared on. So is first genotype information grounds for divorce? That's the question today. My name is El and I'm alright. Kindly remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get to know when we share amazing content, right? Okay, now this is one thing that I would like to say, right? Any information that you know, any information, not just regarding your genotype, but regarding your health, regarding your finances, regarding your family, regarding your history, any information at all that you know that if you share it with your partner, right, is going to determine their decision about marrying you or not. Such information must be shared before the marriage. Okay, let me say I can break it down. Anything that you know would greatly affect whatsoever decision your partner would make regarding marrying you must be shared before the marriage. So if there's any information right now that you're getting to know after the marriage, right, and after the wedding ceremony, you are getting to know this information in the marriage, and this information, if you have gotten this information before the marriage, you most likely would not have married your partner. That information, that thing is to some extent, a large extent, sufficient grounds for divorce, right? Because this is more or less like it. Why were you hiding it? Why were you keeping it? The reason why we were hiding it and the reason why we were keeping it was because you knew that if your partner knew this particular information, your partner would definitely not have married you. Well, even if your partner would still perhaps agree to marry you, why don't you allow them make that decision? That is just it. Why don't you allow them make that decision? For me, I told myself something simple, and I told my partner, and I told my wife right now while we were still dating, and people thought that maybe this guy was crazy, but it was not necessarily about my wife. It is something I've always said, and my friends always knew about me, that whenever I decided and I chose somebody that I was going to marry the person, if I ever choose that, oh, this is the person I'm going to marry, and hey, I want to marry you. If I ever make that decision, it will be immaterial if you've ever lost your womb, if you've lost your womb or your womb is damaged and all of that. It will be immaterial if you have the HIV/AIDS. That was my own decision at that particular time. I said I was willing and I was ready to go through that if the moment I chose somebody. So at the end of the day, it all depended on me making that decision and making that choice, right? Yes, that I had that as a personal decision over the years before I ever got married, before I met my spouse, before we got married, right? Does not mean that any person that I met should keep that information from me. It's a very vital information, it's a big information, it's a major information, it's a very important information that I must know in the marriage. You get it now? So this is the same thing that I'm trying to say. So is first genotype information sufficient grounds for divorce? Yes, it is sufficient grounds for divorce. It is sufficient, very, very sufficient. And now to cure this, I will advise, like many medical practitioners advise, that when it comes to health status regarding marriage, especially for those who are still single right now, we usually suggest that you do your medical test and your medical assessment in three different laboratories. One of them should be a government-owned medical facility. One of them should be a government-owned medical institution. Just see how you can have it in three different medical laboratories, so that you are very sure as regards yourself and your partner's state of health. We have seen people who thought that they were AA only to later discover they were AS. People who thought that they were AS only to later discover that they were AA. Of course, we understand that there are chances for errors and mistakes in some particular laboratories. So we advise you to do it in more than one place to have a concrete confirmation. And so if right now you're in a marriage and you are considering divorce because your partner, you notice that the genotype, your genotype is no longer compatible with that of your partner, and you're considering divorce, I just want to know that it is sufficient grounds for divorce. However, are there other ways out of it? Yes, there are other ways out of it. So you may want to consider your counselor, your therapist, or your medical practitioner on what other grounds and what other steps you can do outside getting a divorce. My name is Ed, and I'm alright. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this with your friends so that they get to learn the same things that you are learning, right? And always remember that you could contact us through the information in the description section. Thank you so much. You rock.